mutual induction. What is meant by mutual induction? This is also very important concept for the NEET as well as board purpose. So observe carefully. Here I consider two coils. Here I consider two coils. One coil is connected to A. One coil is connected to battery source with the help of E. This is a battery source. This coil I consider as primary coil. That's why I indicated with P. This is a primary coil. I consider this is the first coil. Okay. Let I1 be the current passing through this coil. Let I1 be the current passing through this coil. Okay. So because if whenever battery is connected, definitely some electric current is passing through this coil. So how the electric current are moving? Here electric current is moving from positive terminal to negative terminal. Electric current is always moving from positive terminal to negative terminal. So now I1 is the electric current passing through this primary coil. Next, we can place secondary coil nearer to it. So this is a secondary coil. Okay. We just place a secondary coil nearer to it. This is a secondary coil. So what will happen? Just think it. According to Oersted, so every current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. So this coil definitely produces some magnetic field lines because some current is passing through this conductor. Definitely it will produce some magnetic field lines. Those magnetic field lines are linked with this secondary coil. So these magnetic field lines are passing through this secondary coil. So observe carefully. So it will produce some magnetic field lines. Those magnetic field lines are passing through this secondary coil. Okay. Every current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. Here field lines are touched. Two field lines are here touched. Actually magnetic field lines are never touches. Okay. So draw the line carefully. Magnetic field lines are never intersect, never touches. Okay. So now observe carefully. Some current is passing through this primary coil. According to Oersted, every current carrying conductor produces magnetic field lines. This primary coil produces magnetic field lines. These magnetic field lines are passing through this secondary coil. Whatever the magnetic field lines produced from this primary coil, those magnetic field lines are passing through this secondary coil. Then what will happen? Here current is changes I consider. Let us consider this current will be changes. Then what will happen? The magnetic field lines will be changes. You know already, whenever current is changes, magnetic field is changes. If current is changes, please recapitulate. So if current is changes, magnetic field is changes. If magnetic field is changes, then flux is changes. Am I right, sir? So if magnetic field is changes, definitely flux will changes. Observe carefully. Here the current in the primary coil changes, then magnetic field in the primary coil changes. These magnetic field lines are passing through the secondary coil also. That's why the magnetic field in the secondary coil also changes. That means some flux is developed in the secondary coil. That flux is called secondary flux. So some flux is developed in the secondary coil. That is indicated with pi s. Simple thing, student. If current is passing through the primary coil, then magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil is changes. How the magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil changes here? Because these magnetic field lines are passing from coil 1 to coil 2. This is a coil 2. I will write here. Let I1 is the current passing through, coil 1. I1 is the current passing through coil 1. Then let I1 is the current passing through coil 1, then according to Oersted, current carrying conductor produces magnetic field. According to Oersted, primary coil will produce magnetic field lines. These magnetic field lines passing through the secondary coil. These magnetic field lines passing through secondary coil, passing from coil 1 to coil 2. Coil 1 to coil 2. That means, hereby magnetic flux is developed in the secondary coil. Hereby magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil changes. A simple thing here, don't panic, a simple thing. If current passing through the primary coil changes, then the magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil changes. That's it. Okay. So how it will be changed? Because the current changes in the primary coil. According to Oersted, some magnetic field is generated in this primary coil. Those magnetic field lines are passing from coil 1 to coil 2. That's why the magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil also changes. That means the current passing through primary coil is must proportional to the flux linked with the secondary coil, the total flux linked with the secondary coil. Okay, this is very, very important. We can represent the current passing through primary coil is directly proportional to the total flux linked with the secondary coil. Okay, here I1 means current passing through primary coil. Pi 2 means flux linked with the secondary coil. Okay, I1 means current passing through primary coil. Pi 2T means total flux linked with the secondary coil. The total flux linked with the secondary coil. Okay, so this is very, very important. So this process is called mutual induction. Mutual induction is nothing but whenever some current is passing through the primary coil, it will produce some magnetic field lines. Those magnetic field lines are passing from coil 1 to coil 2. Then definitely the magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil changes. If the flux changes, EMF is induced. Due to the mutual effect of these two coils, here EMF is induced. That's why this EMF is called induced EMF, and this process is called mutual induction. Due to the mutual effect of these two coils, EMF is developed, current is developed. That's why this process is called mutual induction. Okay, so please note down this. Right, next. Observe carefully what we got last step here. current in the primary coil, that means current in the primary coil is indicated with I1, is directly proportional to the magnetic flux in secondary coil, the total magnetic flux in secondary coil, that is indicated with pi 2. Okay, I1 is directly proportional to pi 2, total flux linked with pi 2. Total flux linked with the secondary coil, sorry. Total flux linked with the secondary coil is pi 2t. Now observe carefully. I1 is directly proportional to the total flux is nothing but number of turns into flux pi. Number of turns into flux pi. This is a pi 2. Okay. So here number of turns is nothing but we can consider as N2. So here if you are removing this proportionality, we are placing some constant, that is I1 is equal to M into I1 is equal to N2 into pi 2. While we are removing this proportionality, we are placing some constant. That constant is here M. Here M is nothing but mutual inductance. Mutual inductance. Okay, that M is equal to formula I1 by N2, sorry, M is equal to N2 pi 2 by I1. N2 pi 2 by I1. Okay, here mutual inductance formula is N2 pi 2 by I1. Here N2 means number of turns in secondary coil. N2 means number of turns in secondary coil. Number of turns in secondary coil. Pi 2 means magnetic flux. Magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil. Magnetic flux linked with secondary coil. I1 means electric current passing through the primary coil. Here M means mutual inductance. So what is the unit of mutual inductance? The SI unit of mutual inductance is SI unit of mutual inductance. The SI unit of mutual inductance is Henry. It is indicated with H. The SI unit of mutual inductance is Henry. Okay. So this is about electromagnetic induction. So in this electromagnetic induction chapter, mutual induction concept. So main derivation is this: mutual inductance M is equal to N2 into pi 2 by I1. N2 into pi 2 by I1. So next we'll discuss. Completed. SI unit of self inductance is Henry only. The SI unit of mutual inductance also Henry. Okay. Next. In this application 1. So before going to discuss application 1, here EMF is induced. How EMF is induced? Current in primary coil changes. Then magnetic field lines, magnetic field changes, and that magnetic field lines passing from primary coil to secondary coil. That's why if magnetic field changes means flux linked with the secondary coil changes. If magnetic field is changes, then definitely flux linked with the secondary coil is changes. If flux linked with the secondary coil is changes, then EMF is induced and current is induced. How to find that induced EMF formula and how to find that induced current formula? Observe carefully. Okay, have you understood this? The current in the primary coil changes, definitely magnetic field is changes according to Ørsted. If magnetic field is changes here and those magnetic field lines are passing from primary coil to secondary coil, then the magnetic field in the secondary coil also changes. If magnetic field in the secondary coil is changes, then magnetic flux is changes. If magnetic flux in the secondary coil is changes, then EMF is induced, current is induced according to Faraday. According to Faraday. Okay, according to Faraday, EMF is induced and electric current is induced. So now, how to find that induced EMF? What is the formula of induced EMF? Induced EMF formula is according to Lenz's law minus d phi by dt. That means the induced EMF in secondary coil. Induced EMF in secondary coil ES is equal to minus d by dt of pi s total. Okay. Flux linked with the secondary coil. What is the flux linked with the secondary coil? You know already. The flux formula is flux of n pi is equal to mi. That means n pi 2 is equal to mi1. This is only a formula. So we got, if we consider number of turns are n2 pi 2 is equal to mi1. If you substitute that, if it contains, it is n number of turns. If n number of turns are there, this is n2 into pi 2. If only one turn, it is one turn, that time formula pi 2 is equal to m into I1. So we can take, instead of pi 2 we will substitute m into I1. This is EMF induced in secondary coil. We will indicate it with ES or E2. So this is flux linked with the secondary coil. We are indicated with pi 2 or pi s. Then what is pi 2 value? M into I1. Substitute here m into I1. Then what we will get here? Minus m into di1 by dt. Okay. Because here m is constant, we are taken out. Then we got the induced EMF. The induced EMF in secondary coil. Dear student, 2 indicates secondary coil. Here 1 indicates primary coil. Induced EMF in the secondary coil is equal to negative of m into the current changes in the primary coil with respect to time, di1 by dt, minus m into di1 by d2. E2 is equal to minus m into di1 by d2. Here m means mutual inductance. Okay, so E2 means EMF induced in secondary coil. So this formula is very, very important. For example, if di1 by dt is equal to 1 ampere per second. 1 ampere per second. If di1 by dt is 1 ampere per second, then what we will get? E2 is equal to m. If you take some modulus, this is minus m actually. If you take modulus, we will get m. So then how can we define mutual inductance? How can we define mutual inductance based upon this? If current is changes with respect to time is 1 ampere per second, then the induced EMF is must equal to mutual inductance. The induced EMF is must equal to mutual inductance. So how to define mutual inductance? If current changes with respect to time, is 1 ampere per second, then induced EMF must equal to mutual inductance. This is a definition of M. Definition of M. What is the definition of mutual inductance? If current is changes with respect to time, this is the definition of mutual inductance. If current changes with respect to time is 1 ampere per second, di by dt value is 1 ampere per second, that time induced EMF is must equal to mutual inductance. Induced EMF, how it will become? Induced EMF is equal to mutual inductance. Okay, so this is the definition of mutual inductance. Next we will discuss applications of mutual inductance. Applications of mutual inductance. So observe here, applications of mutual inductance. So mainly two applications are there in mutual inductance. These two applications are very important. So the two application formulas are asked in competitive exams as well as that derivations are asked in board exams. So please observe carefully. Well, to continuing my lecture on the chapter electromagnetic and induction. So now I am going to discuss applications of mutual induction. So please observe carefully. Application 1. Applications of mutual induction. Application 1. Application 1. Find mutual inductance of coaxial solenoids. Find mutual inductance of coaxial solenoids. Coaxial means same axis. What is the meaning of coaxial here? Same axis. Dear student, whenever the term co that represents same, collinear means same line, coaxis means same axis. So we need to find mutual inductance of coaxial solenoid. So coaxial solenoids. So two solenoids are there, coaxial solenoids. This is solenoid 1 I consider. Inside one more solenoid is there. Okay, inside, that is I will draw with very thick lines. Okay, so these two solenoids are there. So this is some thin lines. One solenoid is there. This is solenoid 1. This is solenoid 2. So this solenoid 1 and solenoid 2 both are having same axis. This is axis. That's why these solenoids are called coaxial solenoid. You know already, generally solenoid is represented with spring-like structure. That is also called as helical structure. Here I consider two solenoids. One is a thin line solenoid, another one is this thick line solenoid. These two solenoids having same axis. That's why these are coaxial solenoids. Now observe carefully how the mutual inductance is developed between these two solenoids. How mutual inductance is developed between these two solenoids, I will discuss now. Please observe carefully. For example, solenoid 1. This is solenoid 1 I consider. So here it is solenoid 2. Okay. Well, observe carefully here. Here two solenoids are there. These two solenoids having same axis. So let us consider this is solenoid 1, this is solenoid 2. The current passing through solenoid 1 is I consider I1 and current passing through solenoid 2 is I consider I2. So whenever current is passing to the conductor, definitely according to Oersted, some magnetic field is produced from this solenoid 1. That magnetic field is acting on solenoid 2. So that's why this is B1. So the magnetic field produced from this solenoid 1 is acting on solenoid 2. So that's why here I consider B1. Now similarly, if current is passing through this solenoid 2, it will produce some magnetic field. That magnetic field is acting on solenoid 1. So that I consider here B2. So this B2 is the magnetic field acting on solenoid 1 due to solenoid 2. Here this B1 is magnetic field acting on solenoid 2 due to solenoid 1. So now area is here, I consider A1. Here area is A2. Here number of turns, you consider N. Here also number of turns N. So let us consider number of turns are same here. So N number of turns are N. Here also N. Otherwise you can consider number of turns are N1 here. Here number of turns are N2. And so here flux linked with this solenoid is, you consider pi 1. Here flux linked to this solenoid is, you consider pi 2. Okay, here flux is pi 1, here flux is pi 2. So now observe carefully. According to mutual inductance concept, according to mutual induction, current passing through primary coil is directly proportional to flux linked with the secondary coil. If it contains n number of turns, we'll consider total flux. That's why the flux linked with the primary coil is directly proportional to n into pi 2. Here number of turns in secondary coil is N2 I consider. That means I1 is directly proportional to N2 into pi 2. Are you understood my point? According to mutual induction concept, current passing through primary coil is directly proportional to the total flux linked with the secondary coil. That means current passing through primary coil is I1 here. I1 is directly proportional to the total flux linked with the secondary coil is N2 into pi 2. Now, if you remove this proportionality, we are placing some constant. That constant is mutual inductance. So this is I consider as mutual inductance of solenoid 1. So mutual inductance in case of solenoid 2. Mutual inductance of solenoid 1 due to solenoid 2. Mutual inductance of solenoid 2 due to 1. So here I consider M12. This is M12 into I1. If you remove this proportionality, we are placing constant. That constant is mutual inductance of solenoid 1 with respect to 2. So is equal to N2 into pi 2. So please observe carefully here. M12 into I1 value is I1 only. Then number of turns N2 only. Here pi 2 means, here pi 2 is nothing but flux. Flux formula. Here flux in secondary coil. The flux in secondary coil is due to magnetic field B1. Generally, flux formula is pi is equal to BA cos theta. Am I right? Here, flux linked with the secondary coil is due to B1 under area A2. That's why B1 into A2 into cos theta. Okay. So then M12 into I1 is equal to N2 into B1 into A2 value is pi R2 square. We'll substitute later. Cos theta value is 0 degrees. Here theta value is 0 degrees because magnetic field and aerial vector both are acting same direction. Here magnetic field, area vector both are acting same direction. That's why theta is equal to 0 degrees. Dear student, don't panic. Very simple concept. It seems to be complex, but it is, if you are understanding, means it's very easy. Observe carefully. Current passing through primary coil is directly proportional to the total magnetic flux linked with the secondary coil. So here solenoid, So current passing through first solenoid is directly proportional to flux linked with the second solenoid. So then, flux formula, the total flux formula is N2 into pi 2 because second solenoid should contain n number of turns. If 1 turn is there, flux is pi 2. Here n number of turns are there, N2 number of turns are there. That's why N2 into pi 2. So here, if you remove this proportionality, we are placing some constant. That constant is M1 to I1. Because we are dealing with I1 means in case of solenoid 1, mutual inductance is M12. That's why M12 into I1 is equal to N2 into pi 2. What is the formula of flux? Flux formula is BA cos theta. Flux formula BA cos theta. This flux pi 2 is due to magnetic field B1. That's why B1 into A2 into cos theta. Here theta value is 0 degrees. If you substitute theta value is 0, then we got cos 0 here. So finally what we got, M12 into I1 is equal to N2 into B1 into A2 is into cos 0. So now please note down this. We'll discuss remaining concept. Yes, completed? Right. Okay, what we got a last step here? We got last step is M12 into I1 is equal to N2 into B1 into A2. Okay, so this is the last step. Into cos 0 we got. Cos 0 value is what? 1. Then N2 into B1 into A2. Okay, B1 into A2 here cos 0 value is 1. Then M12 into I1. So observe carefully here. M12 M12 only. Current value I1 only. Number of turns also N2 only. But B1 means magnetic field due to solenoid 1. Magnetic field due to solenoid 1. Solenoid 1. So that is indicated with B1. B1 is equal to mu naught into small n1 into small n1 into n1 into I1. Small n1 into I1. If you consider this formula here, convert this mu naught into n1 means capital N1 by L into I1. Okay, this is magnetic field due to solenoid. Generally magnetic field due to solenoid formula mu naught into N into I. Here this is magnetic field due to first solenoid. That's why mu naught into N1 into I1. Dear student, generally magnetic field due to solenoid formula mu naught into small n into I. Here mu naught constant, that's why I am taking constant only. This is due to solenoid 1, that's why I am taking N1. And current is we consider I1. So mu naught into N1 means, here N means number of turns per length. N means number of turns per length. Here N1 means N1 by L into I1. So then substitute that, what we will get here? B1 value is mu naught into N1 by L, N1 by L into I1 into A2. Okay, so now what we will get here? So observe carefully. N2 into mu naught into N1. So simple thing. Will you please cancel it I1 and I1 here? Here I1 is there, here I1 is there. Then what we got? Mutual inductance. M12 is equal to mu naught into N1 into N2. N1 into N2 into A2 by L. Okay. This is mutual inductance. Mutual inductance of solenoid 1 due to mutual inductance of solenoid, coaxial solenoid. If you find M21 also we got same. M21. If you find M21 also we will get same only. Mu naught into N1 into N2 into A2 by L only. Mu M21 also. So because M12 is equal to here, M12 is equal to M21 is equal to M. That is equal to formula mu naught into N1 into N2 into A2 by L. This is very important formula. The mutual inductance of coaxial solenoid. Mutual inductance of coaxial solenoid formula mu naught into N1 into N2 into A2 by L. So this is the formula of mutual inductance between two coaxial solenoids. This is application 1. Next we will discuss application 2. So if you understand this application 1, then you can easily understood application 2. So please note down this. Now, so please watch the lecture at least twice, because here some confusion concepts are there. So at least twice you should watch lecture twice, then you can clearly understood. Okay. Application 2. Find mutual inductance of concentric coils. Very important concept for the board as well as NEET point of view. Find mutual inductance of concentric coils. Concentric means one coil lies inside another coil. One coil lies inside another coil. That is called concentric. Here I consider two coils. Okay, current passing through the first coil is I consider I1. Okay, this is a second coil. This is first coil. Okay, so one coil lies inside another coil. Then how the mutual inductance is acting between these two? Here, mutual inductance between 1 with respect to 2 is equal to mutual inductance of 2. Mutual inductance of coil 1 with respect to 2 is equal to mutual inductance of coil 2 with respect to 1. Both are equal, we will get. So what is the formula of this? We need to find. What is the formula of this? We need to find. Okay. So observe carefully. If current is passing through the primary coil, then definitely some magnetic field is produced from this primary coil. Those magnetic field lines are passing through this secondary coil also. That means the magnetic field inside this secondary coil, the magnetic field inside this primary coil, both are same. Okay. So now observe carefully. What is the concept of mutual induction? Current passing through primary coil directly proportional to flux linked with the secondary coil, the total flux linked with the secondary coil. That means if you remove this proportionality, we are placing constant, that is mutual inductance M equal to, here total flux is nothing but N2 into pi 2. So now I1 into M, because here one coil is there, one turn is there, we take flux is pi 2. But here n number of turns are there. That's why N2 into pi 2. So now observe here carefully. N2 into pi 2 formula. Pi 2 formula is B1 into A2. Because, so same, here two coils are there. Am I right? Here also same concept. Let us consider this is a primary coil. Here it is secondary coil. Primary coil is 1, here 2. Here current passing through is I1, here current passing through is I2. Here flux is pi 1, here flux is pi 2. Here magnetic field is developed due to second coil. Here magnetic field is developed due to first coil. Okay? And here area is A1, here area is A2. So only thing is the current passing through the first coil produces magnetic field. That magnetic field is acting on second coil. If current passing through second coil, it will produce some magnetic field that is acting on primary coil. Okay, so that's why here I consider B2, here I consider B1. Why I consider B2 here? Some current is passing through the secondary coil that will produce magnetic field. That magnetic field is acting on first coil. So for the first coil, magnetic field is acting due to second coil. For the second coil, magnetic field is acting due to first coil. So that's why I1 here, Phi1 here I consider, but B2 it is, and A1, and number of turns are here N1, here number of turns are N2. Okay, here radius is R1, here radius is R2. This is very important. What is the radius of first coil? R1. What is the radius of second coil? R2. Okay. So now observe carefully. Substitute that I1 into M is equal to number of turns N2 only. Okay. So into B1 value. What is the B1 value here? Magnetic field due to circular coil. B1 is nothing but magnetic field due to circular coil 1. So magnetic field due to circular coil formula mu naught I by 2R. Here n number of turns are there, that's why mu naught Ni by 2R. So we are dealing with B1. So for B1 we are dealing with B1, that's why we consider mu naught into N1 into I1 by 2R1. Okay, so magnetic field due to circular coil 1 formula mu naught into N1 into I1 by 2R1. Dear student, you know already the magnetic field due to circular coil formula mu naught Ni by 2R. Here we are dealing with the first coil, that's why mu naught into N1 into I1 by 2R1. Substitute that. So what is B1 value here? Mu naught into N1 into I1 by 2 into R1. Now A2 value is what? So here A2 is area of circle 2. Area of circle 2 is pi R2 square. Pi R2 square. Am I right? So now observe carefully. We got this I1 and this I1 get cancelled. Then we got a mutual inductance M is equal to mu naught into N1 into N2 into pi R2 square by pi R2 square by 2R1. So this is the formula, mutual inductance of concentric coils. So this is very important. What is the mutual inductance of concentric coils formula? Mu naught into N1 into N2 into pi R2 square by 2 into R1. Okay, 2 into R1. Here R2 value is smaller than R1. That is very important. This first coil, R1 value is greater than R2 here. Okay, so please observe carefully. Again I recapitulate once. Applications of mutual induction. We had two applications are there. One is mutual inductance due to coaxial solenoids. Next, mutual inductance due to concentric coils. Concentric means one coil lies inside another coil. That is called concentric. The word concentric means one coil lies inside another coil. Here I consider two coils. First coil having radius R1 I consider. Second coil has radius R2 I consider. So that's why here R1 is greater than R2. For the first coil, current passing through it, first coil is considered I1, and flux linked with the first coil is I consider Pi1, and magnetic field acting on first coil is B2, because this magnetic field is due to second coil acting. Due to second coil it is acting, that's why we consider B2. And area of the first coil is A1, and number of turns in the first coil is N1, and radius of the first coil is R1. And coming to second coil, let us consider the current passing through second coil is I2, and flux linked with the secondary coil is Pi2, and magnetic field acting on second coil is B1, and area is A2, number of turns are N2, and radius is R2. So now what is the concept of mutual inductance? You know already. The current passing through a primary coil is directly proportional to the total flux linked with the secondary coil. That means current I1 is directly proportional to the pi 2t, the total flux linked with the secondary coil. If you remove this proportionality, we are placing constant. That constant is mutual inductance. So I1 into M is equal to, here the total flux formula, here secondary flux, this is pi 2 is equal to formula N2 into pi 2. Because if 1 ton is there, we consider pi 2. But here n number of tons are there. That's why number of tons in secondary coil is N2. That's why N2 into pi 2. So now I1 into M is equal to N2 into flux formula B1 into A2 into cos theta. Here theta value is 0. That's why B1 into A2 I consider. Okay. So B1 into A2. B1 value is, B1 is nothing but, we are dealing with circular coils. That's why the magnetic field due to circular coil 1 is nothing but B1. So that formula is mu naught Ni by 2R. Mu naught into, we are dealing with B1. That's why mu naught into N1 into I1 by 2R1. So substitute that mu naught into N1 into I1 by 2R1. So general formula is magnetic field due to circular coil formula mu naught Ni by 2R. This is B1 we consider. That's why number of turns are N1, current is I1, radius is R1. If you substitute that, and A2 formula is area of secondary coil, that is pi R2 square, because it is circular shape. Now substitute these all the things. Finally, this I1 get cancelled both sides. We got mutual inductance of two concentric coils formula mu naught into N1 into N2 pi R2 square by 2R1. Okay. So based upon this, what we concluded, mutual inductance is depends upon permeability, medium, the medium present between the coils, and it is depends upon number of turns in first coil and number of turns in second coil, and it is depends upon radius of the secondary coil, and it is depends upon radius of the first coil. So this is about overall concept of types of EMI. In these types of EMI, we had three important types. One is static EMI, second one is dynamic EMI, and periodic EMI. In this static EMI, we had two important inductions are there. One is self-induction and second one is mutual induction. So this self-induction and mutual induction we are discussed in this lecture. I hope all of you understood this lecture. While watching this lecture, if you will get any doubt, please mention in comment box. Thanks for watching my lectures. Thank you so much.